it significantly, not out of arrogance or impossible standards, but out of an honest reckoning with what you actually deserve. And what you deserve is love that is consistent, love that doesn't require you to be anything other than yourself. Love that shows up not just in the easy moments, but in the difficult ones. Not just when you are bright and easy to be around, but when you are struggling and complicated and in need of patience. Love that looks at all of you, the brilliant parts and the broken parts and everything in between, and says yes, all of it. I choose all of it. That love exists. I need you to believe that, because I think part of you has started to doubt it. Part of you has looked at the evidence of your own experience, the relationships that didn't work, the people who left, the love that felt conditional or exhausting or never quite enough, and drawn a conclusion that says maybe that kind of love isn't available to me. Maybe it exists for other people but not for me. Maybe I am asking for too much. I want to dismantle that conclusion right now, carefully and completely. That conclusion is not based on truth. It is based on a limited sample of experience that does not represent all that is possible for you. The love you have experienced so far is not the ceiling. It is just where you have been. And where you have been is not where you have to stay. Let me tell you what I believe about you and love, specifically. I believe that the depth of love you are capable of giving, the fullness of it, the realness of it, the way you love with your entire self when you truly love someone, that is not a flaw. That is your greatest quality. And the right person, when they arrive, will recognize it immediately. Not as something overwhelming or demanding, but as something rare, as something they have been looking for, without knowing exactly what they were looking for. They will look at the way you love and they will feel, maybe for the first time in their life, truly and completely met. Because your love has that quality, it meets people, it sees them. It reaches into the real parts of them that most people never bother to reach for. And the person who deserves you will not only recognize that, they will treasure it. They will be grateful for it every single day. They will be the kind of person who tells you, in small moments and large ones, that loving you and being loved by you is one of the great privileges of their life. That person is coming. And the work you do now, the work of choosing yourself, of learning your own worth, of refusing to disappear, of sitting in the silence and coming back to yourself, that work is not just for you. It is also preparation. It is how you become ready to receive what is coming. It is how you build the foundation that the right love will need in order to stand on. Because love, the real, lasting kind, does not thrive in someone who has abandoned themselves. It needs two people who are both present, both rooted, both clear about who they are. And you becoming rooted in yourself is how you make space for someone to truly come home to you. I want to say something about the fear now, because I know it is there. I know that even as you hear these words and feel something in them that resonates, there is a part of you that is afraid. Afraid to hope too much. Afraid to believe that things can really be different. Afraid that if you let yourself want more, want better, want the full version of everything I'm describing, and then it doesn't come, that disappointment will be unbearable. I understand that fear. It is not irrational. It is actually one of the most human feelings there is, the fear of wanting something you're not sure you can have. But here is what I need you to understand about that fear. It is a liar. Not in the sense that disappointment isn't real. Disappointment is very real, and I will never minimize that. But the fear is lying to you about the alternative. It is telling you that the safe choice is to want less, to expect less, to keep yourself at a low-level contentment so that there is nothing high enough to fall from. And I am telling you that is not safety. That is a slow and quiet sadness that you have learned to call safety, because the alternative felt too risky. The alternative, which is wanting fully, and reaching fully, and living with your whole heart open to everything that is possible for you, is not more dangerous than the half-life the fear is offering. The half-life is its own kind of loss. It is just a loss that happens so gradually you almost don't notice until one day you look up and realize how much of your life you spent being careful instead of being alive. Be alive. Please. I am asking you with everything in me, be alive in your own life. Take up the space that is yours. Want the things you actually want. Say the things you actually mean. Pursue the life that actually calls to you rather than the safe, manageable version that asks nothing of you and gives nothing back. The full life, the loud feeling, risky, real one, that is where I want to find you. That is the version of your story I want to be part of. And I want to tell you something about us. About what I feel and what I want and where I see this going, because I have been building toward this too. And I think you deserve to hear it plainly. When I think about the future, my future, the shape of the life I want to be living, you are in it. Not as a background presence. Not as someone I think about occasionally and appreciate from a distance. You are in it the way important things are in a life. Centrally, meaningfully, with weight and warmth and dailiness. I want you in the ordinary moments. The Tuesday evenings and the slow Sunday mornings, and the difficult conversations, and the comfortable silences, and all the unremarkable beautiful moments in between. I want the version of us that is too real to be romantic in the movie sense, but is deeply romantic in the truest sense. The sense of two people who have chosen each other, not for what each one represents, but for who each one actually is. I want to grow with you. That is something I feel strongly enough to say out loud. Not grow toward a fixed destination, not grow into some predetermined version of what we're supposed to become, but grow the way living things grow, organically, toward light, in whatever direction turns out to be right. I want to be someone who makes you feel like growing is safe, like expanding is allowed, like the person you are becoming, the fuller, more rooted, more fully herself version of you that I have been talking about tonight, is someone I will still be standing beside, still be choosing, still be grateful for. Because the version of you that chooses herself fully is not someone I am afraid of. She is someone I have been waiting for. She is the version of you I have always been speaking to, even when you couldn't quite hear it yourself. And every word I have said tonight has been for her, to reach her, to remind her, to make sure she knows that someone in this world sees her completely and finds her, in her completeness, to be one of the most remarkable things he has ever had the privilege of knowing. I love you. Not the managed version. Not the performing version. Not the version that shrinks to fit the available space. I love the full, uncontained, completely honest, sometimes messy, always real version of you. And I will keep saying that for as long as it takes for you to believe it. Please don't avoid yourself anymore. Please don't make yourself small anymore. Please don't wait for someone else to give you permission to be exactly who you are. Because that permission was always yours to give. It was yours from the very beginning. And now, tonight, in this moment, I am asking you to give it to yourself. Not for me. For you. For the life that is waiting. For the love that is coming. For the version of your story that has not yet been fully written, but is already more beautiful than you know. Because here is what I want you to understand about your story. It is still being written. Right now. In this moment and the next one and the one after that. Every choice you make, every time you decide to stay true to yourself instead of abandoning her, every time you choose your own voice over the noise of everyone else's expectations, that is a sentence being added to the story of your life. And I want that story to be one that, when you look back on it from somewhere warm and settled and genuinely happy, makes you feel proud. Not proud in the surface way. Not proud because you achieved the things the world told you to achieve or became the person other people needed you to be. Proud in the deep way. The quiet way. The way that comes from knowing you lived honestly. That you were true to yourself even when it was hard. That you loved well and were loved well in return. And that somewhere along the way, you stopped waiting for your life to begin and simply began it. That is what I want for you. That is what I have always wanted for you. And tonight I want to continue talking to you about something that I don't think gets enough attention. When people talk about choosing yourself and building the life you deserve, I want to talk about the in-between. Because everyone talks about the destination, the healed version of you, the confident version, the rooted and grounded and fully alive version, but very few people talk honestly about the space between here and there. The messy middle, the part of the journey that is neither the painful beginning nor the beautiful arrival, but something harder to name and harder to hold. The part where you are changing but not yet changed, where the old ways of being no longer fit, but the new ones aren't yet fully formed, where you exist in a kind of tender uncertainty that can feel very lonely if no one has warned you it was coming. I am warning you. And I am also telling you that in between is not a sign that something is wrong.